What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the NFM Podcast. You are here in the Game Day Men's Health Studio with me. I am Sav, and
I am the Gerell Webb. What's going on, good people?
Webb. How we doing? How you feeling?
I can't complain at all.
Yeah,
you know, another day above the ground.
Yeah.
So
that's something to be grateful for sure.
Yeah,
gotta count your blessings.
Yeah, what's new in your life?
Not anything much new. No? Things have been good though lately. I'm in like a coasting kind of phase right now.
Can I jump into something?
What's up?
It's a little personal.
Okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
So a lot of you guys don't know this, but now Sav and I work out at the same gym.
Yes.
And Sav ignores me in the gym, guys. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the cancer in me shows up sometimes. Gerell is more sensitive
than he leads on.
The cancer in me shows up, and I get all excited to see Sav, and she's like, "Hey," and then she just continues to
on the flip side,
her kettlebells.
I am outwardly a sensitive person. We all know this about me. So when I show up and I see you, the first time I saw you, I was like, "What's up?" You know, we like chatted for a second, but then the second time I was like, "We're now gym bros," and like
I'm like, "Gym bros."
Gerell doesn't want to be bothered.
That's what I said. I thought we were gym bros.
I'm gonna
like we had a
annoy
relationship.
the crap out of you if I start talking to you. That's my mindset. Is like Gerell is dialed in. I'm gonna just be like, "What's up?"
Like,
you know,
like the last time we were literally working out in a rack next to each other, and she didn't talk to me, and I felt.
I'm sorry, I didn't even notice.
So. Like she was hitting front squats and all these kettlebell flips and tricks, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm just doing like basic pull-ups. And
hey, those work. Those work.
Deadlifts and pull-ups, and she's like, she's all glistening and whatnot. She won't look at me. She won't talk to me. I just didn't know, like, was it? Just wanted to bring it to the podcast to see if there's anything that I did.
You're like a buddy workout guy. That I didn't know that. I
mean, I just feel like we share a poster.
We do share a poster. How special. You're right. I just thought I was trying to be cool around you because what people don't like, we were talking about this in another episode where it's like what we like, you have different like facets of your personality and like people think that I'm always like on and like
bubbly,
but then like if you catch me working out I will dial in and I will be like in the zone, not every time but like people will, you know, I'll have RBF and people are like, is she nice? And then it's like if you get my attention actually and I'm like, oh hey, you know, like but you know, so I will keep that in mind.
No worries. I just want to make sure it wasn't anything out there.
I'll hop into your videos now.
That was my second part, is that you've been out here, I'm not gonna say any names or point any fingers, with another black guy flipping kettlebells and posting on it. Like, we don't even have a workout video together.
We don't
have any content. I just want to throw it out there. Like, I told you,
I'm flattered that you want content with me,
that
Gerell.
I'm the jealous type, Sav. I told you that from the very beginning, and you're still out here with these random. Well, he's not random. He's a good guy. I don't call my guy random. He's like, what? I thought we were cool. No, he's not random. I love Steven. That's what we were talking about, in case you guys didn't know.
We'll put that. Just put me in your calendar. Will I fit?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
I'm flattered. Let's go.
Okay. I just wanted to put. See, this is also therapy for us guys. We have to work through our relationship issues.
Yeah,
so what
we have
you
to
just
have hard
saw,
conversations.
you know, that's what it's about. It's about communication, right? We just talked it right out, right? Less than 5 minutes,
Processed,
right there.
ready.
There you go.
I already feel closer to you.
Man, enough about us, man. Let's jump into the pod today, man.
Yeah.
Jeff.
He's like,
Jimmy.
Where's Jeff?
I like that. I got an Uncle Jeff.
Can you edit that? I don't know. I went blank. I was looking. I said Jeff was the first thing that came to mind.
Why don't we let him introduce? Like, say his own name.
Go for it.
You
That's
call me
better.
Jeff. I'll call you Pharrell.
We'll
call it
Jeez, man. And you know what? I'll be honest.
That
with
was
you.
too
Like,
good.
that's a pet peeve. Like, when people mess up my name, I hate it. So I want to. This is my camera. I want to apologize.
It's all right.
Publicly. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you're here.
Sure. I'm Jimmy LaPere. I'm a physician down in Murfreesboro. I own the Refinery Medical and Aesthetics. We do a lot of different things. My focus is health optimization, but we're a concierge clinic, meaning we don't take any insurance. So our appointments minimum are a half an hour long. We really get to know our patients. I'm the private doctor for each one of my patients, even my weight loss patients. We do weight loss. I specialize in hormones for men and women, but then I do the fun stuff like cosmetic surgery and those things too.
Wow, that's like a wide array of
surgery.
things.
So I can come and get
Weight loss
do you guys
and
do calf
cosmetic?
fillers?
No calf fillers. I wouldn't recommend that one.
No. But,
Wait, does that exist?
I don't know.
I live
calf
under a rock
implants.
when it
I
comes
can
to
get.
this
I can
stuff.
do implants.
There's implants. I don't do implants.
No?
But,
Oh my
Okay.
God.
you know,
We didn't
calf
calf
raises
implants.
seem to
Do
work
people
out
get
well.
those?
You know, it doesn't. I've been doing them, and they listen. Okay, we'll talk
Your
about
guys are
that.
fine. Do not
later.
get
Let's jump into. I thought I found my person here, and he said no. Let's jump into the basket of debate before we jump into anything deep in about your story. Our basket. I don't know if you know a lot about it, but it's just gonna be.
Wait, pause for the jingle.
Okay.
Restore is your one-stop shop for all of your modern-day wellness and recovery needs. We believe in a multi-solution approach to wellness. That's why we offer different modalities such as IV drip therapy, NAD therapy, cryotherapy, red light therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and numerous others. Our services help our customers enhance athletic performance, boost mental and physical health, as well as aid in recovery at an affordable price. Whether you are an extreme athlete or just somebody who wants to feel better, we provide wellness services to help you meet your health goals. We make the world's most cutting-edge wellness services available at 225 locations nationwide. Taking charge of your health and wellness has never been simpler or more convenient.
Basket of debate. Okay.
There we
we're
go. So our basket of debate is going to be something usually random
myself
that we'll kind of discuss. Maybe we agree on it. Maybe we don't agree on it. It could be medical. It could be not. We don't really know until we read it out loud.
Okay.
Cool.
I feel like I will go first.
Okay.
Just so you can kind of.
Yeah,
It's
see how it
literally
goes,
a piece
yeah.
of paper. We'll be fine. Okay. Theme park vacation versus relaxing resort. Who gets the most ridiculous sunburn patterns?
What?
Those are like. I feel like this is two questions in one.
Okay, say it again.
Theme park vacation versus relaxing resort. Who gets the most ridiculous sunburn patterns? That's all just whatever bathing suit you're going to wear.
Theme park vacations versus resorts. Is the
Oh,
first
okay.
part.
I see. I
Yes?
see.
Just context.
Definitely the theme park.
Oh, okay. No, that's just the context. The
So if
question is who, like, which place do you get
Right.
different? Yeah. Okay.
Definitely theme park.
Theme
Because you're
park?
not wearing a bathing suit at a theme park, most likely. It's most likely you are wearing a t-shirt or something. You're going to get like a farmer tan. You might get a shorts tan. I've seen some crazy sandal tans. Just because you're not dressed to be at the beach, you're dressed to be at a theme park. So you might be wearing like, you know, some weird shirt with a weird pattern on the back. And I feel like the only time at a resort when you plan to be in the sun more and you plan to get like be out tanning, you're probably wearing a bathing suit. And unless you're like dumb and wear something with crazy like cuts and patterns, like you're probably going to get a normal sunburn pattern, you know.
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Disney every year for the past 3 years because one of my daughters is a competitive cheerleader. And
Wow.
There's not a more interesting tan than someone
can
who you could
imagine.
tell was dressed in full Star
Yeah.
Wars regalia the day prior.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're on the money.
Jeez.
Yeah. Definitely
All right.
theme park.
All right. And mine is all-inclusive resorts versus DIY vacations. Who ends up with the better I ate what tails? So if you stay at the first part is kind of the theme, all-inclusive resorts versus a DIY, like kind of you build your own vacation. Who would end up, or where would you end up with the better I ate what tails? I'm going to say DIY because
I
usually
would too.
resort food is very Americanized.
It's very
Yeah.
yeah. It's not interesting or cultural at all.
Yeah.
Like if you're traveling out of the country, but
Yeah.
it depends on like who's planning. Because like if you do a DIY with somebody who's like not good at it, like you might still get the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
like eating Americanized
Or they're
food,
not.
but
They're not adventurous,
Right.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
want like.
But
my
I definitely
wife is
agree.
a chicken tenders and fries type of girl. Like,
when in
she's
doubt,
not-
definitely chicken tenders and fries.
She
but
is not like we're like because I eat like again I grew up in Florida, so I eat a lot of like we're in
Seafood.
Jamaica seafood. Like I eat goat.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm not eating goat. It's not gonna happen. So she's like, just give me a burger and some fries. Or you guys got chicken tenders? They're like, you're in Jamaica. Yeah. So yeah.
yeah.
Nah. So
Yeah, I agree.
all
100%.
right. Your question, brother.
All right. Should you blast 90s pop or classic rock on the open road?
Both. Why not both?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go 90s R&B.
Listen,
I don't
not
know.
all of us can hit those Boys to Men tracks.
Well,
Though, when
listen.
Shy comes on.
Listen, come on now. But you go for it.
I can go
You
for
go
it.
for it.
I
And
grew
that's
up in
what matters.
Detroit, though,
You go
so I've
for
got
it.
a little Motown
Yeah,
in me.
you got
but
some Motown
The average
in
person,
you. Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Was it 90s pop?
It's
Was the
90s
one?
pop versus, what was it?
90s pop versus classic rock.
I mean, I will
Classic rock.
blast both in the same playlist.
I mean,
Will you?
90s pop,
Yeah.
you're reaching into like New Kids on the Block in the early part of the
And
90s.
see,
I can't sing
I didn't
along
into
with
that. I don't know any of it. Like,
But
I'll probably
Ice
go.
Ice Baby
I'll
comes
go-
on. You know you're
But that's
singing
not
that.
pop, that's rap, right?
Was it?
Well, debatable. That's the debate, right?
Okay.
That's the debate. Because technically, the beat is a classic rock beat.
It was, for
So-
sure.
True.
Sav, you're the music person.
Music is subjective, meaning like I could have an opinion about it, but it cannot be more right or wrong over your opinion about something. That's what I love about music.
Is it? I disagree. I think you could definitely have a bad opinion about music.
I mean,
Yeah.
in your opinion, like you like that. Like I definitely have opinions about other people's opinions on music. Like
Yeah.
if somebody likes a certain artist, I'll be like, really?
Really?
Why? Like, but okay.
But
Like I
that's
can't
what-
argue with you.
That's what rocks. That's what you rock with. Let's jump in. This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of questions.
Sure.
About a lot of the things that you specialize in. So let's jump into hormones first. We'll kind of make our way down the list of that. Huge thing right now, hormone replacement therapy for men and women. Who should and when should they engage in hormone therapy?
So I think that's a loaded question. First, I think you need to have symptoms first. If a doctor just randomly does a blood test on you and tells you that your numbers are low and recommends that you start doing it and you don't have any symptoms, that's not really practicing medicine the way that we're supposed to. You should have a number that is wrong. You should have feelings that are wrong. If both of those things are wrong, then you do something. If someone feels really bad, but their numbers are off and you've eliminated everything else, you still might be able to optimize that testosterone or progesterone or estrogen a little bit better. But if someone just has low numbers and they say, I feel great, my libido is great, my energy is great, my workouts are great, I sleep great, my mood's great, why would I try to put some other chemical in your body, even if it
Right.
is a hormone, which I don't necessarily consider a medication. It's a hormone, just like insulin or levothyroxine for
It's something your body naturally produces.
Everybody is different, though. You know, my youngest person is in his 20s that is on testosterone replacement therapy. I've got several women that are on testosterone only replacement therapy in their 20s. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's peak levels, when they hit their peak levels, are different. So you look at those junior high days and those kids that were rocking the mustache, and for guys at least, we're so envious because a lot of times they landed the girls.
Yeah.
All of those people at your 10-year reunion are bald. They got
first of
way
all-
too much DHT that
Is
rises
that why
in
I'm
their body.
bald?
That's why they say don't peak in high school.
It's usually not an African American or a Middle Eastern thing.
Okay.
But for just a good old white person
Okay.
that has a mustache, just plain Jane white people,
Yeah.
mustache in the 8th grade, most of those people are going to be bald by the time they're at their 10-year reunion.
Gotcha.
But those people are also the ones that peak so early that they have a faster decline. And then, of course, there are a lot of people who, in their college days, run cycles of things that they shouldn't run. And those people, even though it's just one cycle or 2 cycles, they do shut down their
Crash them.
production permanently.
I've heard about that happening like in the bodybuilding world. Like
Yeah.
you do the wrong thing with steroids and hormone therapy, like it can literally mess you up.
So
Hard,
the
long
fad,
term.
and I'm sure you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but the fad right now is I'll say, I don't know, what are 20-year-olds, guys in their 20s are starting to take Plan B pills to crash their hormones, the test, so that they can come and get on
What?
test. As a way to, but again, like if you're in
I'm
your 20s,
judging
you're-
anyone that does
you're-
that.
You're
I'm sorry.
but you won't. I mean, you won't know. They just do it they just take them to
The
crash
concept of
so that you can get more tests because they want to be bigger, right?
I
So if
am
you're
rolling my eyes so hard.
yeah, I mean, it's a
What?
thing. It's
Oh my
the like it's crazy.
Bless their hearts.
What are your thoughts again? What are your thoughts on, especially using it in the fitness industry to expedite results?
So I am not a judgmental kind of guy. which is why I do have a lot of patients who I do not provide any hormones to, but I do all their blood testing. Down in Murfreesboro, it is a little bit of a hot spot for professional bodybuilders and professional physique and fitness and bikini athletes, and males and females alike use things that are not prescribed by a doctor. And we've had a lot of deaths in the bodybuilding world in about the last 5 years. Most of those very preventable. So I do provide blood work monitoring for them. Unofficially, I will tell them if they are running certain cycles, and I work with the trainers and say this probably is not the best cycle. And I only work with trainers that are receptive. I've had trainers pull people out of a contest prep because their liver numbers got too far off, and those are the trainers that I respect.
I mean, that is serious.
But those people that are purposefully crashing with Plan B pills, there's no reason to do that, and it doesn't really work that well. If you want your testosterone to be low, find a doctor who doesn't require you to have your blood drawn first thing in the morning, and then stay up all night and get your blood drawn about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and your testosterone's probably going to be low on the free testosterone side to where someone would give you something.
Really? I don't know.
So I don't know
we
why
want to keep that in there. I don't know. I just saw it's a thing that I saw on the internet, and I went down this rabbit hole of it. I was like, yo, this is just
that's just like uneducated like solutions to like
that, and just starting too early. Like once you start, and again, you can debunk this if I'm wrong, but from my understanding is once you start taking external hormones, then your body stops producing it naturally. So now it's dependent on the external hormones. So if you just started taking external hormones, your body will stop producing, and then you can kind of increase your dosage as you know to get optimal, whatever you view as, because you have different levels, optimal versus kind of athletic competition levels, right?
Right.
Explain that to me.
So optimal means that we're probably going to get you feeling, if you're above age of 29 or so, somewhere in those late 20s, early 30s. I don't try to get my patients back into their 20s because the 20s were not the smartest years. I don't need anybody saying, here, hold my beer, and I can jump off that. But getting to your young 30s again, and when I'm saying getting to your young 30s, what I mean is your energy levels, things are standing up when you want it to stand up, your libido is good, your sleep quality is good, your mood is good, and with workouts, what I'm looking for is the recovery time. What goes first when we age, in my opinion, is that recovery time, to where you have a really hard workout and then you're done. And if it was a really hard workout, you might not be able to hit that workout the next day because you're hurting so bad. Testosterone at an appropriate level will minimize that to where you got that feeling of I did something, but you can still get through your workout the next day.
You have energy.
That is what will increase that strength ultimately. And yes, testosterone does help your body utilize those amino acids and proteins that you're putting in better. So you will have gains faster than you would if you had not been optimized. But as far as stopping the testosterone production, that's such a negative way for a lot of people to look at it. It's called testosterone replacement therapy. So your body already stopped. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to replace it. Then it would be testosterone additive therapy. So your body, let's say you're free testosterone because that's the only thing that's important, and insurance companies don't recognize it, which is why I do not accept insurance, and insurance is the devil. I hope none of them are your sponsors. But
they aren't anymore.
for testosterone, you've got to get that number somewhere around 150 to 225 for guys for that free testosterone level for you to be feeling good like that. For females, that number is a much different. I'll have females where their free testosterone is 0.7 after replacement, and they feel like they are walking on clouds. I have other that come in at 1.2, and we start them on testosterone replacement therapy. But all that being said, it's a replacement. So let's say your free testosterone when you came to see me was landing between 50 and 75. Your testicles or ovaries had already stopped. They're going to stop a little bit more. The number is usually around 50%. What they're going to stop after about 6 months is all they're going to stop. If you don't continue taking testosterone, you may get that 50% back. You might not. So you may feel worse after taking testosterone if you decide that you want to stop than you did before starting it. So I explain that to patients, and it is a commitment. It's as long as you want to feel the way you're going to feel, you're going to be taking this testosterone or estrogen or progesterone.
What are the I'll use Savanna because we're here. What were the feeling, for lack of a better word? Like if I started testosterone therapy versus if she, what would be the differences in what we felt? How do we know that is working?
So it's pretty much the same for both. Testosterone is a molecule that both of our bodies use the same way. The majority of people in the medical industry don't feel that females need testosterone. I obviously 100%
That's
agree.
interesting because I know that females produce both,
Right.
but a lot of people don't talk about that.
They do, but if you look at a lab report, they have the normal ranges all the way on the right side of that piece of paper. And for a female, the normal range for a free testosterone is 0, meaning nothing is considered normal for something that your body's supposed to make. Nothing is okay, all the way up to about 4.5 to 5, depending on what unit they're measuring in. But
So you disagree with that?
100%, I disagree with it.
It kind of reminds me of BMI.
Yeah, I just did a video on that.
Both of y'all, though, and at different rates, because men, usually around 2 weeks, you'll start feeling a little something. Yeah. Women, it usually takes about 4 to 5 weeks before you start having that tangible difference that you can feel, and it's always libido is the first thing that comes in. An increased interest in sex. That is the first thing that you're going to start noticing. After that, it's usually the workout recovery. Then you'll start noticing some strength gains. Then your energy levels start to pick up just a little bit because your sleep is improving. And now you're sleeping well, your energy levels are good, you're horny, you're working out.
Life is good.
Life is good, yeah.
Of course, your mood is going to improve. So the mood is usually a lagging thing that you'll notice. But some people are different, so it's not always. Some people will take it for 2 weeks and they're like, I'm great, my mood is so stable, I'm not snapping anymore. For women, there are differences in that. It will help with hot flashes for my perimenopausal and postmenopausal females. It can decrease that. For females, it will take care of a lot of the menopausal symptoms to where I never have to introduce estrogen or progesterone. So it's a one magic shot that can do a lot. The one thing it won't do, and I don't know if I should say the word vagina or not, but it will not help with vaginal moisture. So if that is a complaint of the female, they have to be on estrogen. If you have a uterus, you have to be on estrogen and progesterone. Otherwise, you're going to fall back into that period where we were having issues with women having endometrial cancer and issues with their cervix by being on estrogen, whereas really you just have to have that progesterone on there to protect the uterus.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I want to know what my levels are.
Well, you can go get your blood work done.
Because if I can feel more of those good things, I'm always about it.
Yeah, I saw a quote online from another doctor, and he said, "If you're not horny, you're not healthy."
That's so true.
Explain to us the role that horniness plays in health.
It doesn't mean like you have to be an F boy.
Well,
so I think the biggest thing with that is when you have an increase in cortisol in your system, which is our stress hormone, and it is misproduced by everybody's body in the United States because we don't know what stress is. And I know your fearless leader, Terry, has done the ice plunges. And the ice plunges, that is a normal response of a huge release of cortisol, and then your body cleans it up. And that is what it's supposed to happen. Your body should be thinking, I'm about to get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger.
yeah.
I need to release all of this cortisol. Instead, we get stuck in traffic on Broadway and our cortisol leaks out. And it just keeps leaking and leaking and leaking. And because it keeps leaking like that, our body starts getting lazy and says, forget it. If you're going to use this every single day, I'm just going to leave it out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as cortisol hangs out in your system, inflammation starts increasing. When you have an increase in cortisol, your mood starts getting decreased. You are tired all of the
snappy.
time. So you're tired, your mood is off. When you are tired and your mood is off, usually you're not thinking, I need to get some loving. So if you are concentrating on getting loving,
I need to get laid.
Listen, woman, come here.
but thinking about loving is a way of checks and balances for your body to know everything else is probably good, that I can focus on an enjoyable activity. I've got my worries under control.
Because it allows you to relax. That's kind of it's like you have to, especially women have to be a little more relaxed in order to be in the mood.
I don't think this podcast is long enough to talk about women.
Okay,
And I have no ovaries.
I will say yes.
Yes, okay.
If you figured that
If I'm
mystery
stressed
out,
out, it's not
that's
the
awesome.
same.
Well, that's what happens when you're married. You know, you understand. Like, are you stressed? You good? Had a good day today? Well, so gonna put the baby to bed? Should I put the baby to bed? How are we gonna do? You know, all those questions. So we talked hormone replacement therapy. I want to go into the semaglutides because that's the hot.
Yes.
That's the hot one right now.
Right.
I've posted a couple of videos on my Instagram, and they come across anti. To be honest with you, it's not anti. It's kind of, you know, the explanation that I've been giving people. I'm not anti, but I think everything isn't for everyone.
Correct.
Everything has a place, and I honestly believe they have a place in our industry. Talk to me, because I don't know that I can define without just naming them. Can you define what semaglutides are?
Sure. So semaglutide has a brand name of Ozempic as a diabetic medication, same name as Wegovy for the weight loss medication, as the oral version, and a diabetic medication called Rybelsus. So those people that keep talking about this oral semaglutide is going to be the next big thing that comes out. It's been out for over 4 years. I don't know where these people have lived.
It's just trending now.
The other thing is tirzepatide. Tirzepatide is the new latest and greatest. Mounjaro would be the diabetic version, and Zepbound would be the weight loss. So these medications...
I've only been familiar with the first two, Wegovy and Ozempic.
So tirzepatide is the newest one.
Okay.
And it's better in my opinion, but it's much more expensive. Even with me getting it as a generic compounded medication, it's still insanely expensive that I pass on to my clients, because my patients, we don't make money off of our medications in my clinic. We carry the medications in the clinic. We pass it on as a service at as cheap as we can as possible. We make money on office fees and things like that. I don't need to make money on medications, so I'm not a pharmacy. But they either work on something called the GLP-1 receptor, or tirzepatide works on the GLP-1 receptor and the GIP receptor. Semaglutide hits it at 100% strength. Tirzepatide hits the GLP-1 and the GIP at about 50% each. So what happens is it sends a signal to the brain that will slow down the gut movement. It increases the sensitivity to insulin in our body so they can utilize the energy that's being put in there better. And it sends a message to the brain that says that you are full. It also, which is why I like it, and this is the only obesity medication that I'll use, I don't use any of the others, it will punish a patient if they don't eat. So not only will it punish a patient if they eat too much, because they'll have a lot of nausea if they don't put that fork down when they've got that feedback, because the feedback gets much faster to the brain when you're full and you should stop eating. But if you don't eat, this is a diabetic medication and it'll cause hypoglycemia. So they'll start getting nauseous, they'll start getting lightheaded. They have to eat what I call slow digesting carbohydrates.
So then it's not the medication itself that's causing the nausea. It's the lack of food.
There are 3 different types of nausea actually with this medication.
Talk to me.
Some people just get it within the first day or two because they took the shot. Just a reaction. That's how their body responds to that medication. The longer you're at that dose, the less that nausea right after the shot gets. Every time you have to go up on the dose, that same nausea usually returns.
Okay.
I do not prescribe the medication like the manufacturer suggests. The manufacturer's recommended dosing was set for the diabetic initial study, which meant you wanted to get them to the highest dose as fast as possible to get the most insulin control, get the diabetes controlled. We don't want resistance with a weight loss medication. So only if my patients aren't averaging about 2 pounds a week of weight loss do we go up on the dose. If you've lost 2 pounds on average per week and they have to come and see me personally, no paraprofessionals or anything, every 4 weeks, if they don't lose 2 pounds, we go up on the dose. If they do lose 2 pounds, we do not go up on the dose. If they have side effects that aren't being managed, like the constipation or nausea, we don't go up on the dose. If they lost more than 8 pounds, and they're not significantly obese, because those people, we have a little more leeway.
Absolutely.
But
We're just trying to get you healthy.
Exactly. If they've lost more than 8 pounds, we'll decrease the dose. We have to stick in that 8 pounds. And we have something called the SHAPE scale, to where if patients lose more than 8 pounds on average for too many months in a row, and I can start seeing those signs of muscle loss, we'll stick them on 3D scanner. It gives me visceral fat, gives me lean mass, gives me body fat percent, and I can tell them, listen, your body weight has decreased at a rate greater than your body fat percent has decreased, which means all you're doing is eating your muscle. And if you want further proof, I make them pee in a cup. And if they pee in the cup and there's ketones in their urine, that means you are breaking down muscle. So
people don't really understand that about weight loss, that you can do it in an unhealthy, like if you lose that much weight that quickly and you're not like significantly obese, it's not good. And it's probably taking you backwards. And it's not going to be something that you want to.
Well, I think what you have to understand is, in the conversation that I've had, is in general weight loss, excuse me, if I have a client that loses that same 8 pounds, they're going to lose 2 pounds of muscle
Yeah.
too. That's a part of the process.
You can't lose it that fast without losing.
Well, just in general, like that's just part of it. That's what comes with it. That's what comes with it with weight loss.
Yes.
The difference with taking a semaglutide is it may be 6 pounds of muscle versus 2 pounds of fat.
Up to 70%.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
right. So that's the difference where I can get you 6 pounds of fat and you only lose 2 pounds of muscle. The semaglutide is going to eat the muscle. Talk to me about the benefits, of semaglutides, and then also like who you think should be taking. Because I have my opinion on that. I want to see if we're on the same. Yeah.
You
go ahead.
answer those. You said I don't prescribe it the way the manufacturer instructions say, and it's
Correct.
like making the point about the manufacturer instructions are geared toward diabetics.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we've seen a lot of controversy around it with weight loss, because people are doing it the way the manufacturer instructs you to do it. But that's not really conducive to weight loss. It's conducive to diabetes, and it could be dangerous for weight loss.
Yes.
So back to your questions.
Yes.
Like, I just think that's an important thing.
Just for someone who's not, necessarily diabetic, who do you think should be taking semaglutide, and what are the perceived benefits?
So, well, just to go back really quick to you, 6 pounds and 2 pounds, and me, 2 pounds and 6 pounds, obviously, or possibly.
Right.
Say. Not with me. Not with the way that I prescribe the medication and the protein goals that my patients have to meet.
Got you.
And the counseling that I give.
So you do, just a question, you said protein goals. You do meal guidelines or meal plans with that as well?
I'm like Shrek with the onion. So it's too
layers.
much. It is too much to just hammer a person with all of these things that they need to do,
One
of how
thing at
they
a
need
time.
to work out, what
Yes.
they should be eating.
Yes.
I never tell patients that they can't eat something.
Gotcha.
That's my first thing, because everything I tell a patient, I tell them they should be able to do this for the rest of their lives. Okay. For sure. This is not a weight loss. This is just the way you should have been using your body this whole time.
Yes.
So once they get off of that body scan, I know exactly what their lean mass is. So for me, they have to have 1 gram of protein per kilogram of lean mass. You
very
have
to
to
me.
protect that.
Yeah.
You have to have the same number of ounces of water. Anytime that you sweat, those ounces of water do not count. You're just putting your sweat back in. So water plus the amount of water during expended time. Your bowel movements
need to be
can't
doing
change
that.
at all. Otherwise, you have to start Miralax or Colace. We're a concierge clinic, so that means at any time you can give my phone a call. My wife is my office manager. Our office phone is a cell phone. I'm saying this on the internet. Anybody can call or text at any time if they don't even want to hear my voice because they don't want to get yelled at because they didn't hit the protein goals.
Yeah, I love it.
So as long as they write their name on it, because I do get several people that text and says, "Hey, I can't poop," and it's like, great, who was it that can't poop this time?
Who
You're
are
not
you?
programmed in the phone yet.
But great to know. But
But what I
start
would,
texting
I
random
can't
people
poop.
that,
Who
hey,
is
I can't
this?
poop. Yeah, who is this? New phone, who this? No.
but ideally, the patient should be somewhere of. I don't like to use the BMI is awful. We'll go
Yeah.
back to
Man, yes.
the insurance
How
company
many times
on
have we
that.
brought that up today?
So many times, yeah.
So BMI, the only benefit that has is for insurance companies. They'll either use it to disqualify you from receiving a given medication, or if you're trying to get life insurance, they will increase your premiums
Yep.
if it is greater than whatever.
Yeah.
I have muscle. You have muscle. You have some muscle, but I know that your BMI is okay. But our BMI, I can tell you right
I'm
now,
overweight.
both of us
I'm
are
obese.
overweight.
Yep.
So our
I
premiums for
actually
life
have
insurance.
been told I was overweight according to the BMI
I've had a
before
nurse
I
ask me
got
about,
into fitness.
have you ever thought about losing 20 pounds? And I was like, no, I'm trying to gain 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So
It's wild how
we
off
have to
it
pay
is.
more to insurance.
Yeah.
That's all we have to do. We
Yep.
have to pay more because we're a larger risk because we like to work out and put protein in our body.
Yep.
But that's ideal is someone needs to have a body fat percent that is at least 1 or 2 standard deviations away from the norm. For women, a lot of people put 16 to 20% for the norm. I think that is asinine. That is too low for the average female, especially
much?
someone 16 to 20%
Okay.
body fat. So for a female in their 40s that has had children, 23 to 26%, that is a good target. And I think that's a realistic target.
Yep.
And for the average guy walking around, 13 to 16% is a realistic. Once we get down to around 12 to 10, we can usually at least see the outline of a six-pack, which for the average guy is going to be a difficult
enough.
thing to do, especially if their hormones are not optimized.
Yeah.
We'll just throw that plug in again.
Yeah.
But if they are in that category, that's the people that I'll talk to about using this. They can't
So a
have,
guy who's bragging about like I got 9% body fat is actually not bragging at all.
but I would also challenge that there are trainers out there who are associated with a major athletic event where they do a lot of kipping pull-ups, and those individuals on some instances only are required to have 3-day course to be a level 1 trainer, which means they can open a gym and call themselves a trainer. We also have medical clinics that are just weight loss clinics, and that's all they do. And it is a pill mill where you walk in it, and if the money is in your palm, then the drug gets put in the other palm.
We'll figure it out.
So if someone walks in and they do a diet adjustment, let's say you've got someone that is 250 pounds and 40 years old and 5'8" as a female. The goal ultimately would be to get them somewhere around that 23 to 26%. So let's try to drop their weight down somewhere in that 140 to 160 range. Some trainers will tell the individual, here's the calories and the deficit you need to be in, and they'll try to feed the 140 to 160 pound person right away. Whereas that's where you're going to have issues. The hair is going to start falling out. Skin's going to start looking gray. You're going to have vitamin deficiencies. You're going to start having muscle loss because it's too much. Anything more than about 15 to 20 pounds less than what you are for what your calorie goal should be is going to be too much. So if that person is 250 pounds, I'll try to feed the person at about 230 pounds. And the shape scale also gives a BMR for resting. So I can see what the normal activity is. If resting is this person, all they do is sit at a desk all day, their BMR is probably not going to be too much higher.
So your BMR is your basal metabolic rate.
I was going to point out the difference.
So
BMR is very different than the BMI chart. BMI is a chart. It's a scale. BMR is your basal metabolic resting heart rate.
Resting rate to burn calories.
If you did nothing all day and just sat here, that's what your body is burning already. And it's typically somewhere around what people think a deficit is. A lot.
Correct. And the higher the muscle mass, of course, the higher your BMR is going to be just sitting there. Which is
the benefit of having more muscle.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which is why I try to hammer it into all of my patients. Females and males think that cardio is the way that you lose weight. And I don't know how this has happened in the fitness industry.
The 80s.
The word is literally in the exercise of what it helps. It's cardio. It helps your heart.
Oh my God. I love that you're saying that right now, because everybody forgets that cardio is meant for you to have better cardiovascular health, like better cardiorespiratory systems. Like, but we use it as a weight loss tool.
Well, here's the difference. You will lose weight. But our goal and what we're doing is not for you to lose weight, it's to lose fat.
And have a lifestyle where your body is continuously doing that for you.
Burn it. And so if you're trying to just lose weight, you can cardio bunny all day or jump on the stairs all day, and you will lose weight. Now, will you look the way you want to look once you lose that weight? Probably not. And I think that's kind of what you're saying is by monitoring your lean mass and feeding that lean mass to make sure, like, whatever your end goal is, like that's you actually achieved your goal, right? Because we've seen people, and another, it's kind of on topic. We see people who lose weight very quickly who are what I call skinny fat, right?
Correct.
So you're small with no muscle tone, and you don't like the way you look there either because now you're small and jiggly instead of big and jiggly. Talk to me about. You kind of already talked how you avoid it, but I know you see it, so much now. Like how can people avoid that look?
It is to pick up weights. It's to do what we're supposed to do with our body, and we keep dumbbells in our clinic. So I make sure that the patients know how that they can lift weights. And for people who've never lifted weights, I make sure that they know how to do at least a good shoulder press and a good bent over row and a good walking lunge, because that'll hit about 95% of their muscles. I love being trainers. But I do. I walk in there, I work out with my patients in the room. You can call any patient, post it on my Instagram. I bet you get 50 people that write back, yes, you made me do walking lunges down the hall right in the middle of clinic. But it's important because they don't know how to do a walking lunge. They don't know. Their elbows are all flared out when they're trying to do a shoulder press. So trying to get them healthy and then unintimidated to go into the gym, because most people just walk in, they go to the Nautilus machines or whatever they're called now, and they stand those. They're like, I do the circuit. I do the circuit. And I'm like, that circuit sucks. And I teach them what a heavy weight is, because everybody says they have a heavy weight. So mine are the little Bowflex adjust the weights. So I stick them on there and I count, and I said, well, you just did 20. I told you anything over 15 wasn't heavy enough. So we make them work out in the clinic They know what protein is. All they ever talk about is protein. They know all the different types of protein. So that is the way that I try to do it. Plus, they have to come in every 4 weeks. So you can't hide or you don't get your shots.
Yeah.
I don't write prescriptions. I dispense them out of my clinic.
I love that it's a full service. And we're gonna, after this break, we're gonna get into what else you get in you offer, as well at the clinic. But quick, we got to take a quick break.
Hey there, waxing enthusiasts. Are you ready to experience the ultimate in smooth skin and pampering? Get ready to say goodbye to those pesky hairs with Wax in the City Brentwood, your new go-to for all things waxing and beyond. My name is Greg, and my wife and I recently opened our studio doors right here in Brentwood, Tennessee, and we can't wait to welcome you. Unlike those speedy wax joints, we take our time treating you like family every step of the way. Our Premier Club Orange membership is the key to unlocking a world of smoothness. Enjoy 50% off your first visit, a $25 gift card, and 20% off your monthly service of choice. But hurry, we started with 50 memberships and only 15 are left. Ready to join the club? Book now and experience the Wax in the City difference. Follow us on Instagram at Wax in the City Brentwood for all the latest updates and exclusive offers. Once again, that's Wax in the City Brentwood, where smooth skin and pampering away.
And we're back. So real quickly, we want to jump into, before we jump into our stretcher and we want to jump into what else your clinic has to offer.
We talked about testosterone therapy. We talked about
semaglutides, and clearly you make the ass. You make them work out as well. And also,
so we're a full concierge clinic, meaning I'm board certified in family medicine and have a certification in geriatric care as well. So I'm some people's just private doctors, meaning they have my cell phone number. If they need anything, they come to me. They come to me for their urgent care visits. They come to me if they have any type of an issue. I do their referrals if we need to go to other specialists.
What's your phone number really quick? No, I'm just kidding.
It's on Instagram.
Text me, I need to poop.
I hate medications. Yeah, medications are my least favorite thing. So I do try to use supplements whenever possible, like red yeast rice, instead of just jumping to a torvastatin. So you would... I jive with certain people and I don't jive with certain. Some people just give me an antibiotic. I'm like, no, I don't think you need an antibiotic today.
Yeah.
And it's probably a Band-Aid fix you're looking for anyway.
Yeah.
And then I did an externship in cosmetic surgery as well. So I do like the lasers and the radiofrequency microneedling. I'll do a new form of liposuction that is coming out. Will be the first clinic in Middle Tennessee, actually, that's going to have this new thing called Quantum RF from, I don't know if I was supposed to say the name brand of that.
Fine, yeah.
But we're going to be doing that where you go in and you can melt those last 5 pounds inside the skin. You have to be someone who's comfortable doing liposuction before you do that. And then I do the fancies like Botox and filler and lotions and potions. And my esthetician will do facials if you just want to come and relax. We do IV therapy because I have some of my patients, the concierge patients will come in. That norovirus has been going around. They've been throwing up and having diarrhea. They'll come in, they'll get pumped up with some IV fluids. We've got some patients with multiple sclerosis, unfortunately, and NAD infusions really work well for those patients, for post-chemo patients, as long as their oncologist is okay with me giving them the NAD. And then post-COVID patients, that brain fog you get with COVID, if you do an NAD, and you can do it anywhere, you don't have to do it with me, that really helps lift that brain fog with patients. And we've got 3 big massage chairs. They just go and sit and chill. We dim the lights. You just get your IV and chill.
That is so much to offer in one facility. Where is the facility?
We're down in Murfreesboro.
Okay. We'll put that information in the credits too, where you can find Refinery, the Refinery.
Yes.
But yeah, since we have to wrap things up, let's get into Stretch Your Intellect. But before we get into Stretch Your Intellect, let's let this be the closer. Is there anything that you want to leave with our audience today about, what you do and what anything?
I think it is very important for you to interview your doctor if you are going to have this person looking out for your health.
Wow, that's really good advice.
And that's what I hope people do with me. And that's why they choose to come with me. And I don't just put it on the web, and not everybody gets to be a concierge patient. It is by invitation only. All of our patients, we've grown stupendously in the last couple of years, 420% our first year. We're up over 200% this year, which is just over our second year now. over 95% of our patients are from referrals, because if I like you, I'm probably going to like your friend, and same with you. So all of our patients end up being family. We know them all by first names. We go out to eat with them. My wife, like I said, is my office manager. My medical assistant, Tina, she was actually my driver's ed partner in high school. My
Wow.
wife was her maid of honor. Her dad was my ROTC instructor in high school.
So y'all are a team. Y'all
So
are
we're
a unit.
very close, and we just brought on a new esthetician. She lives in our neighborhood as well, actually. So we want you to feel like you are not dreading coming to the doctor.
Yeah.
This is what I wear in the clinic. I do not wear a white coat. I'm not wearing a stuffy suit or anything, because I'm going to be doing lunges, walking
Yep.
down the hall probably that day.
I love it.
So-
You're hands-on. And that's, I think a lot of people really appreciate that about like healthcare, fitness professionals, like, you know, being like wanting to know you, because I would say the same thing to people about trainers. Like, interview your trainer, make sure you're vetting me as hard as I'm vetting you and your goals and where you're at. Like, you should make sure that you're, you know, we're professionals, but like there's all kinds of different professionals in my field and in your field, you know, and not everybody's intentions are great. So yeah, that's great advice. Really great advice. All right, let's stretch our intellects, guys.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. Medieval advances. During the medieval period, Islamic scholars make significant contributions to medicine. Figures like, I asked you not to give me a name, and here we are. Avicenna, I'm going to think that's right, whose work such as the Canon of Medicine were used as standard medical texts in both the Islamic world and European for centuries, played a pivotal role in advancing medical knowledge. I think that's 100%, because a lot of what we do today we got from Egypt, and Egypt is a Islamic country. Let's go,
Doc, you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Ancient origins. The profession of medical doctors can be traced back to ancient civilizations. The Egyptians, Greeks, and Chinese were among the first to have individuals recognized as healers or physicians. Imhotep, an Egyptian polymath, is one of the earliest known doctors, serving as the chief physician for Pharaoh Djoser around 2600 BC.
Wow.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about, guys. It's almost...
This one is Greek. So Hippocrates and the Hippocratic Oath. Hippocrates, a Greek physician from the 5th century BCE, is often referred to as the father of medicine. He established a code of ethics for doctors known as the Hippocratic Oath, which emphasized principles such as confidentiality and non-maleficence. Do no harm is what that means. This, I spelled that out like I was in grade school. Maleficence. This oath, albeit modernized, and is still in use today. Yeah, it's the confidentiality like agreement. I didn't know that's what it was called, the Hippocratic Oath.
No? Yeah, they have to say that once you...
What do they call it now?
The Hippocratic Oath.
Really?
Yeah.
We have to say it in medical school.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was another like term for
You're
it.
thinking HIPAA.
Yeah, you're
Oh, yeah, I am thinking
Those
HIPAA.
are your rights.
Okay.
Yeah, based on the Hippocratic Oath.
But they usually call it like a doctor-patient confidentiality like
Yeah, it's just the-
agreement. They don't
Yeah.
call it the Hippocratic Oath. I would have
Like
liked
the
to have
oath is
known
what
that.
they take.
The
HIPAA
oath is the
what
do no
it's their
harm.
swear, what they swear to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's clicking.
But
Got
the
it.
do no
Thank you.
harm encompasses, I shouldn't be telling him about your infection.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Right.
that's a little too much.
Even though you just did.
It'd be
but
hypocritical
no worries,
of you.
no worries. Don't worry, Sav. I won't tell anyone else.
Gerell.
Thank you so much, man. I learned a lot today, actually, and this is a rabbit hole that I've been going down on my own. You can imagine, Terry. I've been going down on my own, just trying to get more information about it. So thank you so much for tapping in with us. This has been another episode of the NFM Podcast live. We're not really live, but we're live in the
Coming
Game
at
Day
you
Men's
live.
Health Studio. I am the Gerell Webb. This is
I'm Sab.
okay, sexy Sav. Yo,
Yeah,
I'm Sav.
that's me.
Quiet Storm Sav.
Signing out.
Are you ready to take your fitness and wellness journey to the next level? Look no further than NutriShop, your ultimate destination for all things health and nutrition. Whether you're looking to build muscle, lose weight, or just live a healthier lifestyle, NutriShop has everything you need to reach your goals. With a wide range of premium supplements, vitamins, and sports nutrition products, NutriShop provides the fuel your body needs to perform at its best. Plus, our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to offer expert advice and personalized recommendations to help you achieve your fitness goals faster. Visit your local NutriShop today and discover the difference premium supplements can make in your life. NutriShop, where your health and wellness are our top priorities. Live better, feel better, NutriShop, the official supplement store partner of Nashville Fit magazine.